Tech sales versus dropshipping. I went from working in a warehouse to topping leaderboards in tech sales, more than doubling my income in a span of a couple of years. And I want to chat about the lesser known world of tech sales and how this compares to dropshipping. Dropshipping tends to be the biz op weapon of choice for young, ambitious guys that want to make more money, make remote Wi Fi money, have passive income. My own younger brother wanted to get into dropshipping, so that's what inspired this video. I'm going to break down startup cost, how long it takes you to make your first dollar in each industry, what the actual odds of success are, and how the skills you can learn from either one can transfer into something else. Let's get into it. So, with tech sales, it is completely realistic for you to get started with $0. There's no degree required, there's no list of certifications you must do. I personally got started by doing a break into tech course, so I do heavily advise doing the same. Investing just 1 to 4K can massively shortcut the speed at which you enter this industry and the time it takes for you to reach that six-figure earning potential. Once you're in, you're actually paid to learn the skill set of sales and how B2B transactions work. Dropshipping, you're going to need anywhere from $500 to 3K, possibly even more in most instances, just to get started, because you need to test your initial batch of inventory and the products. You need to test with ad spend your initial creatives and find the ones that actually drive traffic. There's a lot of MRR tools you have to pay for, Shopify, other tech tools that you have to subscribe to. And on top of this, your main source of traffic will be socials. So you're likely going to have to spend even more money on Facebook, IG ads, possibly YouTube ads in the form of courses on top of this initial figure as well. So your starting investment could be as high as even 10K, depending on if you're doing high ticket, low ticket dropshipping. In terms of the time to actually make your first dollar, in tech sales, the interview cycles can be anywhere from 9 to 40 days. 9 is in there because a student of mine actually did it that quick. From initial outreach to a hiring manager to offer signed was 9 days as part of some mentorship we were doing. However, there can be longer cycles in terms of interviews. Some companies put you through about 5 stages, sometimes as high as 7. So it can take time. However, once you're in, you get base salary from day one. You spend your first few months ramping, which is known as learning the product, learning the sales methodology of the company, and you're paid a base salary the entire time you do this. So very quick to make your first dollar once your foot's in the door. Dropshipping, you can get started straight away, but most people lose money and never ever turn a profit. There's no guaranteed timeline on when your ads or your creative will actually turn profitable or drive enough traffic that actually click through to checkout. And if you do make sales, you're usually operating on really thin margins, meaning that most of the time, sales do not actually recoup the ad spend. Failure rate within tech sales, it's not all rosy. 43 to 50% of reps miss target. Now, miss target can mean anything from being $100 short for the quarter or missing by simply not booking one meeting for the month for the quarter. So in terms of how bad they miss target, we haven't got that much concrete data. But even assuming it's worst case, they still have a base salary. Even if you're making zero in commissions, as an SDR, you're still making between 60 to 70K as a base salary. As an account executive, you're making between 80 to 100K in terms of base salary. Enterprise and more strategic roles can even have a higher base salary as well. So assuming you severely bomb, you make zero, you've still got money coming in to pay bills. Failure rate of dropshipping, a lot of varied stats out there. However, Help a Claude, it reckons 80 to 95% of stores fail in year one. And the small percentage that do win, we don't know how hard they're actually printing because they could just be breaking even and hoping eventually the product sales will catch up with the ad spend. Also, all activities that you're doing in the dropshipping world are actually fronted from your own personal capital. So every time you've got to pay that monthly Shopify bill, every time you've got that Meta ads invoice coming in, it's coming out of your own pocket until the store is profitable enough to float the expenses. In terms of scaling, The classic tech sales route looks like SDR to account exec to enterprise account exec, and then more strategic roles like management, go-to-market professionals, etc. We've got the rough earning ranges down here as well. So as an SDR, you can expect to make base salary plus commissions 80 to 130K. Depends on market, depends on geography, size of the company, the offer you're selling. Account exec, 140 to 200K. Once again, depends on your territory, SMB versus mid-market account exec. And strategic enterprise AE, you can comfortably expect to clear 200K a year. Sometimes we see reps even hitting 600K as well. Worth mentioning that there's many other adjacent roles outside of direct hand-to-hand combat in the world of tech sales as well. So for example, partnerships management can pay anywhere from 120 up to 180K as well. Same goes for sales enablement, SDR management, AE management. Everything pays comfortably past 6 figures. Scaling a dropship, you're going to have to just front more ad spend. More money on the card, hoping that it converts into clicks and checkouts. Eventually, assuming you're successful with dropshipping, to scale even further, you're going to have to invest significant capital to either own or lease warehousing and your own logistics and fulfillment, because this is where the margin is. There's only so much you can earn on the margins of dropshipping someone else's product out of China most of the time. No one also mentions this, but it puts you at severe tail risk of logistics and supply chain outside of your control. For example, the recent Strait of Hormuz has shown us that out of nowhere, a war can start up, and this can leave your product high and dry, something worth considering getting into the game of dropshipping. In terms of being able to transfer the skills you learn, first of all, tech sales has enormous potential for you to reach a C-level role from SDR. You can become a VP of sales, you can become a chief revenue officer through your tech sales experience by itself. Should you wish to actually pivot out of there, everyone recognizes the experience. Tech sales experience is invaluable on your resume. You can get into things like go-to-market consulting, management, startup consulting, systems build-outs, and you also learn commercial acumen. You understand so much about the world of business by selling to businesses every single day, having conversations with managers, with VPs, with directors day in, day out. Dropshipping, no chance of resume experience. Good luck explaining to a recruiter that trying to sell fidget spinners from Instagram DMs is somehow commercial skill. Case to be made that if you do nail creatives and the marketing aspect, you can take the experience from marketing and funnels that you're doing in the dropshipping world into lead gen, into commercial marketing. Definitely a case to be made there. But if you're good at that, why wouldn't you just continue dropshipping? So, verdict: who wins? I think tech sales takes it hands down. Base salary, build commercial acumen, really high income potential as you scale from an SDR up to a C level or a VP level that dropshipping just does not provide. Sure, you could get lucky and hit it quick with a product and catch the latest hype or trend like we saw with fidget spinners a couple years back, but the odds are low and the hype is short-lived. So it begs the question, why is dropshipping so heavily marketed? Why is it always talked about? Why is everyone, including even my younger brother, constantly thinking and looking into dropshipping? Well, it's a guru economy. You see so many videos about it. Shopify sponsors a bunch of content creators because you end up paying MRR to Shopify and they win by profiting from your subscription. Content creators win because they LARP on YouTube and they make ad revenue. My channel doesn't even have ads on it. I don't monetize this channel. And a lot of these gurus actually build their own little tools to help you with the fulfillment, to help you with the supplier sourcing and management. So they make money from your monthly subscription on there or the course that they're trying to sell you to get started. So I hope you found that valuable. Follow for more breakdowns, more sales trainings and courses actually coming to this channel as well. And look forward to seeing you in the next comparison.